Good morning, Ollie.
Good morning, or afternoon.
Have things settled down a bit now since all the buzz and expectation of course, Cristiano arriving? How have the young players been coping with kind of the world's eye and that added pressure this week?
I think it's life is normal. We've signed a good player. Of course, there's always lots of attention around Cristiano, and he copes with it. And the players, they just get on with their job and cope with it well. I thought it was a big occasion, of course, last week with Newcastle and the excitement of the crowd. And I thought we did really well. We handled the situation, and of course, Cristiano as well delivered.
Mike McGrath.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi.
I was going to ask about Diogo, if that's okay, because the sending off, he may get a chance in Europe at least. I was just wondering the thinking behind him staying at the club rather than going out on loan this season, and whether you think he's at the level required to compete for that place in the first team.
Yeah, Diogo has had a very good summer, of course, with being called up into the Euros. Did well for Portugal on the 21s. He's had a season that he learned a lot from in Milan. He kept fit. That was a big thing, and he's got qualities that we look at trying to exploit more and more. Of course, he's got his more experience. And we're not here to just loan out players for years and years. Last year's loan was here to give him that experience, game time, and I think he did well when he came on the other night.
Ian Whittle.
Hi, Ollie. Just talking about Europe, we've obviously come to the end of the first round of these games, and a lot of very good games, a lot of close games, a couple of upsets, a lot of goals. I just wonder what you think of this new format that's obviously meant to be coming in now in a couple of years' time, the new sort of 10 games, quite a complicated, this Swiss formula thing as to who you play. I just wonder what you thought about the proposal to change this whole format in a couple of years.
It's quite complicated, so I haven't really got to grips with every single little detail there as well. But every time there's a change, there's a little bit of resistance. And I remember there was resistance for Champions League. Why do we need a Champions League? And Champions League now looks like it's a fantastic tournament to be in. Same again, it might be a change for the better. Who knows? I can't give you an opinion on how it's gonna look. I'm sure the powers that are looking at it have got a good reason for it, and maybe and hopefully it'll be a better competition.
Andy Mitten.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi.
What's been the reaction since that defeat in Switzerland on Tuesday between you and your players? And are you concerned about the form in the Champions League?
Of course, you wait to see when you see them this morning. When you come back in, the attitude is like you expect it to. They're focused. Of course, a little bit disappointed, but not too downbeat. You know that it's a setback. We have to do better, and we've got 5 games to get those 10, 12 points that we need. Of course, it's not the start we wanted, but we're a good team that can bounce back again, and the group is very good.
Rob Dawson.
Hi, Ollie. You've always said that you don't get too high after a win and too low after a defeat. But does it still surprise you at all that you can go from so much praise after Leeds and Newcastle to then losing one game and then suddenly it, maybe from the outside appears doom and gloom? Does that pendulum swinging so quickly ever surprise you?
No, it doesn't surprise me. Of course, I've got my job, and we do our job. You tend to, in the media, you tend to get judged by the behaviors and the outcomes rather than the intentions. And of course, it's black and white. And we go into the game with good intentions. We make changes with good intentions. We go into a tackle with good intentions. We play a pass with good intentions. it's always the outcome that decides what headline that we'll see. So, and very, very rarely is the game either fantastic or really, really bad. It's it just hovers about good or not good enough. So we know that the expectations are high, and the performance level, we expect more of ourselves as well. The performance wasn't up to our standard.
Carl Anker.
Good afternoon, Ollie. I hope you can hear me.
Hiya.
Ah, great. My mic works finally.
There you are.
In November last year, I asked you about your long-term vision for United, and you told me about how you plan to attack with quick attacks and with crosses. In the new year, I asked you about your layer-by-layer method with defence. Could I spare some time to talk about your sort of iterations in central midfield, that pivot behind your many attacking players and your very impressive defensive players? How do you want that two-man pivot to work in future?
I'll give David all my insights then, won't I? Of course, I'm not here to explain every single detail of my of how I want my team to play. We want centre midfielders there who can play. Today's football is about, he's a good 6, he's a good 8, he's a 10. Back in the day, you had midfielders, proper midfielders, Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Brian Robson. You see players out there who can do attacking and defending, and that's, of course, we look for midfielders who are complete, and we try to develop that in our midfield. And it's a balance between how many you commit forward to how you defend, because one little mistake and there's a counter attack towards you. Yes, you got your hands up, Carl.
Before, when I've talked to you about Greenwood and attacking players, you said you wanted to, other than Cavani, you see all your attacking players can do many roles. And now you're talking about how you see your players as midfielders. Is this sort of your new overarching philosophy about having players that can do more than 2 or 3 things?
Overarching philosophy. I don't sit here and claim and talk about, football is a simple game. It's about making good decisions. It's about your qualities. It's about being in a team. And sometimes we look too much into all the little intricacies, and it's passion. It's desire. Who wants to win that tackle? Who wants to win that ball? Which one of the strikers has got the desire to get on the end of crosses? So you can talk about all sorts, and it looks nice on paper. When you go out on that pitch, who wants to win? That's one of the big things, and you want winners. And I think I'm getting there with my team players.
Chris Whelan.
Yes, hi Ollie. Just want to ask you please how Edinson is with his injury, and do the new signings that you made this summer kind of impact the role you expected him to have this season and the games he's going to play?
Edinson hopefully will start training with us after the weekend. Hopefully, maybe Monday. So maybe he'll be involved on Wednesday. Who knows? He's had a fantastic season last season. The impact he made towards the end of it when he got his fitness, because he struggled early on with fitness as well. He struggled with niggly injuries. And we feel now to get the best out of Edinson this season, we need to have him 100% fit and not push him. And we got a strong squad that will cope with having to let players heal and don't risk any further injuries. So and I see Edinson having a massive impact because he's that type of personality and a player. He's a top professional and he can't wait to get back on. He's working really hard to get back on the pitch.
Peter Stevenson. Peter, would you like a question? Steve Peterson.
You okay? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hi, Ollie. Can I just check about Jesse? Obviously, an awful lot of attention on him after what happened in midweek. He's going back to West Ham with all the obvious connections there. Where exactly is he at in terms of his contract and his future at United?
He's got this season left of his contract. Where, of course, the club is talking to him and his dad, and we see him as a Man United player in the future as well. Jesse has come back into us after a great spell at West Ham. He showed his qualities. He's back into the England squad. He scores goals for England. And we really want to see the best of Jesse this season, and we hope to see him, and we support him, and we hope to keep him here with us. He's a Red through and through.